Welcome back to another episode here on the Piltover series, and we're starting off this episode here from this gorgeous dock, which is a bit lonely to be honest, but we're gonna change this in this episode. So, as you might have realized, I do not have any shaders on, so I want to try out using no shaders for this episode. What have we planned this episode? Oh boy, a lot of automation, a lot of building. So as you can see, it cuts off this dock or this street level. I'm gonna have to change that. What I want, wait, let's equip the jetpack so we can glide over. So what I want to do is extend this floor, like the street level, all the way back to the end, a bit further of this factory. So we got a nice canvas where we can build more of those steampunk buildings, kinda. And I already got another building planned, designed, and ready to build, except I still need to get all the materials, but we got it. We got the build. And we got the plans as well. That's our 3 big projects this episode. First of all, we have to move the automation into the factory because yeah, it is still empty. It is still empty and echoing in here, and that should not be the case. That's why, yeah, and I still have to repair it. Yeah, so we're gonna have to do automation stuff, bring them in there. Not sure if we also gonna hook up this power source, because we have to make a steam engine down here, hook that up, and then transfer the energy into the factory. Not sure if I'm up for that. But another thing, when we accomplish that, we have to extend, or while actually we should do things in not in street sequence. Maybe you should do it at the same time. So while we're doing the automation, the cannon will build this street level, so we have something to work on. And I think we're gonna have to cut off, or oh, that's just really, yeah, we're just gonna pack that in our pocket and move it all out of the way. But what else we have to do? Yeah, we have to remove the trees. I would say we remove all the trees where we're gonna build a street level, and if we got that done, we are gonna build another building, and I'm really happy for that because it will be our main storage building, not like that storage. I do like it, but it's getting quite small over there. So I want to have it neat and tidy in the building where we go in, take our stuff, and yeah, where we can find all the stuff, to be honest. So let me get all the materials from our 3 builds, which will take a while. There's a lot of blocks, as you can see. It's quite a big area and a lot of mechanical stuff. So let me quickly get those, and I will see you in the factory building the automation. It is finally time. We gathered all the resources, which took quite a long time. As you can see, we had to spruce it up. There are like 18 of those walls to fit all the resources in there. And as you can see, we need a lot of gunpowder for the whole schematic, for the whole floor around here. And I realized that I missed by 1 block. So the factory is like the level of the underside, or the street level, is just right here, which is not a big of a problem. So we just have a stair leading into the factory. I kind of like that. And yeah, that's the only thing. And now let's just hit the button and it shoots it through the factory as it starts on the other side. In the meantime, we are going to work on the inner workings of the factory, as I also have gathered all the resources in here. So kind of pricey, to be honest. Alright, it's time to finally put machinery into the factory. We required a long time after we built it initially. So let's get going, I would say. And the first thing to do, I have the schematics here just in case I don't remember what I did, as I built that whole machinery in the creative world to testify actually did it the right way. So first of all, we have an input chest where we stuck all the input, like all the blocks, all the resources, stuff like that. Where is it? A lot of words are needed. And then we have a line. There we go. We can rotate that, and I always forget how far we can go. Is that the furthest we can go, or still have to test it out? I don't really know. At one point you're not able to connect them anymore. Okay, there it is. That's the one. Or is it that one? I think we just have to rotate it the right way. So that works and that works. So that's the furthest we can go. Beautiful. Now we will get an input from back here to make the thing spin. Like so, there will be the input. And for the machinery, of course, we're starting off with the crushing. That's the first thing we need, and it's actually more or less always the same thing. Just gonna have an input here, and we're gonna have an output here, kind of ish. That goes in. We have to set filters as well, so we know which ones go where, kind of thing. Also lever. The cool thing is, like, if you put a lever not here, don't really care about that. But if you say like, hey, I want to save things in there, store them, don't output them, just power that part, and it's... Wait. Did I just... I think that was a visual glitch. Oh, okay. Man, I was confused. I thought like we had some kind of magnet going on. Yeah. Okay. So, you can power that. It's locked and it's not outputting anything, which is very handy to just... The next thing, we need an output here, which we also can unlock. So for example, we don't want to crush stuff. We can just lock them. Of course, we need the crushing wheels and the item frames. I need that as well. So, where is the item frame? There we go. We set to item frames like so. And also a quartz block here just for beauty. And now we can have a crushing wheel here and one here. So that's crushing those two things. And now if I remember correctly, where are the gearboxes? There it is. We set a gearbox here, which of course, at least we didn't have so many different things. We need a speed controller as well, which we set like this, and there we go with the input from below, from the energy source we just made. And if I remember correctly, do we need another one? Thing is, wait, let me get a hand crank to test it out. So if we combine them with a chain drive, they rotate in the correct way. As this one turns it in the... Yeah, so the gearboxes are like switching the input and output direction, which is good. So we just need a chain drive in here, and that's more or less it. The one thing we need... Yeah, so the one thing we need is actually just... belt to move the items back on that belt. So it's kind of like a loop. Not really a loop, it's just a circle. And we can power that by that. That's a pretty nifty thing with the chain drive. They can switch the direction when you place them like this. So we can use one input and get two different outputs. Like direction of outputs, one here, no, one like that, and one like that. So how that works, we, for example, throw cobblestone in here. That's the filtered input. It crushes it, gets the iron nuggets out, which we gonna smelt down there. Or we gonna lock the crushing as well and open up the output so we get cobblestone. And that's also like storage, which we can make bigger if needed, but I think it's like 9 chests. So that's the crushing section. Let me build the rest of them, and I'm gonna see you when I'm done. Alright, we finished all the crushers. In total there are 6 of them. You might think, why do you separate each of them and don't combine them into one crusher? So the thing is, I want to have the stone variants, or the things I want to crush, separated, so I also can store them and know, oh, if I need cobblestone, I'm just going up like boop and get all the cobblestone outputted. Maybe I will change the output, but it also should function as storage, and so I keep them kinda separated. And yeah, that's why I did it, to also have a bit more of control and overview. Just, I like it the way, and I have so much space in here. So the next thing is actually using the output from those, and for example, if we crush cobblestone, we get gravel, and now we have to wash it. So that's the next thing we have to do here, to get all the things washed. And I also, as you can see, separated them again to each like a metal input, like ore kind of thing. Like the first one, for example, is iron ingots, and we have to place a belt here as well. Let me just do that, and now you can see why we needed so many filters. So we have to filter each one of those press tunnels, yeah. So for example, we get the gravel and we have a filter, let gravel through, and then gravel goes into this belt here. So what we also need is, of course, an washer, a blower, a fan. That's the word I was looking for. So where is the gearbox? We need a gearbox here, which gets power from above, and actually that's the wrong rotation here. I need that's the way it should go, not that. That's the way. that gets power from the side. It's a bit small for space we have here. So we go, we set the fan here, and as it's a water, we can just waterlog this leaf here, and then we get the water blowing out of here. And now we need another wall of those sorts. Nope, not like this, but that one is a bit smaller. It's just a 2x2, as we need the rest of the space to get the output. For example, funnel here, which we can unlock again from the side. Also, we need an input. That's an input, that's an output. Perfect. Now let's get the basin through. There we go. So the basin, or that one, is getting the output or throwing the things in here, and then no, what? We need another output here, which puts it back on the tray or on the belt. So for example, I want to have the things in block form. That's why. Oh, jeez. That's not what I was intending to do. That's why we need, where is it? Press, there it is. And we just place the press up here, and it is crushing. We have to set a filter of which things. Oh, we also have to do that, so it's not outputting things accidentally on here. Now, if you set a filter on the basin, it only produces those things. And that's what we are going to do. So, for example, the gravel. Yes, the gravel, if we wash the gravel, we also get unnecessary output, which is flint. And that's why this cauldron keeps a vital role, or has a vital role, where we place lava inside, so all the flint is getting burnt, because we don't need that, to be honest. Alright, so that's more or less the setup. Of course, we need some power supply, which we're gonna get from back here. But I will start building up all those modules, and I will see you when I'm done. Look at that. The schematic cannon is done and dusted, and we now have a lovely, let's look at it from above. Now we have a beautiful canvas where we can put up some buildings, and I just realized I should have a street design ready when the buildings come up, as it would kind of look weird without streets and just a floor. But anyway, the factory is done. Let's take a look. I really have to automate that door. The bearings are there, but it's not hooked up. Anyway, so I was in the flow. I kind of zoned out and just put everything in here, and it's already working. So where we left off was building those washers. Like, yeah. And pretty simple explanation. It's just the same thing over and over. I already put some filters up here. As you can see, we got the iron, gold, copper, zinc, yeah, and then one open slot for various other things which don't fit the filter, crushing things. And let me show you. I also switched that around so I can now control it, just check stuff in, and we can shut it off or on. And now let's see if did we switch it? It should be on. And yeah, there we go. Ooh. I really have to set up the filters, otherwise it would be sucked up by some other things. Oh yeah. Okay, that's it. That's all the gravel. And now, if we would chuck it in here, for example, no, I don't have a filter with me. So yeah, I totally forgot to set up that filter. We still have to do a bit of configuration, and also I think it just went in here. Yeah, I didn't set the filter for the flint. Anyway, so far it is working. Just have to set up the filter so I don't have to think about it. On the other side, that's actually where the complicated stuff is. So this machine, I know, it looks highly complicated, and it kinda is. It took me quite a while to design this contraption, and I'm not really sure why it worked, but it works. Like the hands, the deployers coming from below. I worked on a really tight space. So what does it do? You may already have guessed it. It is converting the wood to those what are they called? Already. Let's forget the output. And the casings, that's it. So, how does it work? Pretty simple. We just chug in the wood. For example, there was 30. I already set up a filter for the birch. Then we have the automatic saw, which strips the wood, which is kind of nice. So it saved me one slot, because I normally did it on the old base with an axe and also another deployer from 3 sides. But now we have one is placing, one is applying the stuff, and one is breaking it, and it's a neat kind of thing. And I also separated to all 3 types with the andesite, the copper, and the brass. And as you may realize, it is actually doing nothing, and that's because I hooked up those controllers up here so I can control which one I want to create. So for example, let's see, yep, I got some here. Let's throw those in here. It is getting deployed below to the right one, and now you can see we have a copper one. And if I would say, hey, I need copper, I'm just gonna switch that one, and as you can see, it exited the wood. Fortunately, we kind of have to regulate the output. I think we can do that, yeah. Like for example, up to 5 or so, so it does not exit or outputs all the logs if we don't have that many stuff or that much in there. But if that happens, it's pretty easy. Yeah, we got some bridge. testing errors. Pretty easy fix. We just come over here and throw it back into the machine, and actually, oh yeah, it's it was for the logs at I inputted there. So that's the casing automation. Pretty neat. We have the inputs here for the metal, the outputs here. And the next thing, it's just a smelter, same as over there with the washer, just one general thing going on. So for example, I think I got some, I should have some, yeah, I have some sand here. I check the sand it here, it gets outputted over there, and also I haven't set up the filter. So it should be near if I switch that off and on, so it's in here again. Yeah, totally forgot about the filters. So also I'm gonna show you the steam engine down there, because I did some modifications, and this here is actually the blaze cake creator. I already created quite a few, which is quite fast, and we also have a blaze cake, just a empty one, crafter kind of here. So I got all the material in here. Let's say we need eggs, sugar, and the cinder flour. And we have to, it's so handy that we have the crates, because now you can actually stack them so easily and transport them without any shortcuts needed. So there we go, that's the last one, and we have set a filter. Actually, did I? Oh, of course, if I would rotate it the correct way, it would also start working. So, and now here comes the smart chute in work. So if we shut it off or on, it outputs the, or it lets it through. So that's it. And as you can see, we got the, oops, we have not set up, and it's actually quite fast, to be honest. And yeah, as you can see, it's just pouring down the lava, which we have hooked up. That's so cool. Now we have to hose, the, what is it called? The rope is going down here, and also the lava is inputting in here. So where's the opening? There it is. Let's get some of those blaze cakes. Also, we need them up here for the next contraption. So that one is just for, what is it, for mud and dough. Just infinite water source back there, pulling it in, and you need dough and wheat flour and dirt to create those two. Have to set up a filter as well for that. And over here is just the stuff like brass making, which I also have to set up a filter. But yeah, gonna need that up here as well, also with a mechanical arm. But let me show you, I really have to create a way down there. Let me show you how the steam engine now works. I removed the windmill because it's now self powering. As you can see, there is the output, which we have now an output of 131,000 stress units, which is a lot. And if you already have seen, everything is working up there, and we are only using 14%, which is crazy. And the crank is going crazy as well. Oh, it's so awesome. Yeah, we can hook up a ton of automation, which is amazing. So let me show you the thing down here. And we have a blaze burner heating up the boiler, and yeah, we have a level 8 boiler which outputs a 131,000, and we have to input the blaze cakes to this barrel here. At the moment we just do it manually. I have it running for quite some time now, and it's not really using a lot of it. As you can see, we have each deployed with a stack, and I don't know how long the cakes last. They last pretty long. I don't know, 5 minutes or even longer. And yeah, so this machine is just running and running all the time. Got water supply here. I added a few more pipes just to have it look awesome. And yeah, that's actually now our stress unit or energy supply, the steam engine, with the infinite lava source, which we also supply here and here, and all of the contraptions here. And now we have to hook up the door as well, which we will do in the next episode, because this episode already took quite some time with designing all the automation, getting all the resources and building them in the factory as well. But I loved it. It is such a fun thing to create all the automation and tinkering around, and we still have to make a few more automation stuff, maybe on the second floor, because I need the big crafter module, which we haven't built over here. And I think we're gonna do this in the next episode. Also in the next episode I want to automate the door, so I can, when I go up, it opens in the middle, like the right side 90 degree over there and the left side there, and then after some seconds it closes, maybe with a pressure plate. If we walk up, it kind of opens up. That would be really cool. Also, what we're gonna build in the next episode is the storage building, which I have designed already. I already got the material, but as this episode is already quite a long video, I thought we're gonna tackle this in the next one. So guys, I hope you liked this. I hope you also found it watchable without the shaders, maybe a better FPS. Let me know in the comments. I'm always trying out stuff to make it better, to make it easier to watch or more enjoyable. So thank you for watching, and I see you in the next episode. Goodbye.